maraming salamat sa mga prayers. Siguro ang maikukwento ko lang, yung mas marami akong blessings na natanggap being in Tacloban than being a blessing probably sa kanila. Pero yung number one sigurong kukwento ko sa inyo, yung unang tinanong nila sa akin. They asked me when I first came to Tacloban, the question was, Ate, do you believe that the Typhoon Yolanda was a punishment to the people of Eastern Visayas? How would you answer that? So I thank God that before going to Tacloban, when I was asking the same question, kind of the Lord has given me an insight about that, and the insight was that God was saying, I am declaring that I am the mighty God. So when they asked me whether it was a punishment, I told them that it was not a punishment, but it is a declaration of God, of His might. Because sometimes we say that God is almighty, but we don't really understand what it means to be the almighty God. But if you will see the devastation in Eastern Visayas, if you see the extent of the devastation, you would really say that He is a mighty God. It is not a punishment. I told them it is not something that happened just that time, but it was always happening. In fact, there was a typhoon that was like Yolanda 100 years back. And this is not only a story, and this is not only from the Facebook, but in Hernani, there is that testimony of that typhoon. Because 100 years ago, there was a church in Hernani that was destroyed by the typhoon that was as strong as Yolanda, and the remains is just the wall, and they did not remove that remains. It was always a constant reminder that typhoon will visit that place. So that was, I think that was the one thing that sometimes we talk about a mighty God, but we don't understand, like what it is to be a mighty God. But I think if you will see the devastation, and people were talking about the ocean split, like it's like the time of Moses when the Red Sea split, because actually they saw the ocean dead, because when the water was lifted up, like was sucked in like a huge washing machine or a huge blender, you can see the seabed and how the water was lifted up high and was thrown into the land. But saying that, I think, and all the devastation, it was wonderful to be at Dodong's place. Dodong Paranas is, I didn't know that he is Baby's brother. There, Baby, can you please stand up? That was their place, so we were at their place, and one thing about Yolanda is that Tacloban Church was not there before Yolanda. Like, it was not there. There was no meeting, there was no church. But after Yolanda, the church members gathered once again. And I think Loy was there. That was the first service, and there was more than 200 people meeting at Dodong's place. And that was the result of the grace that we offered to the survivors. We offered free charging. We have a generator because there's no electricity, and so we put a generator at Dodong's place, and people were just going there charging for free. And you could not imagine how that simple act of graciousness helped the people. People would, like the survivors would sit there for hours, waiting for their phone to be charged, and they're just talking and talking and talking. That is a kind of therapy for them, to talk about what happened, what then, what next. It's a wonderful experience. And we invited some of them. We invited all of them, and some of them came for the Thanksgiving service that we had, and that was wonderful. Another thing about Dodong, I mean, I am so blessed with Dodong because Dodong is just the icon of grace. I mean, I could see Dodong and I would, parang nasa computer, meron kang icon, and then you click that icon. There are so many things in there, and I think that is Dodong. You know, like he is the icon of grace because in his place, that is true church. We feed the children with lugaw or arroscaldo or anything that we could from the donations of people. We feed the children, we teach them some Bible stories, and we tell stories to them. And there is the charging right there. And he has this on-the-job training from TESDA. Training to learn the skill of repairs on refrigeration and air condition and things like that. And we have a Bible study every day to these OJTs, these young men. And it is so relevant to them to tell them that God is a repairer God, God is a restorer God, God is a redeemer God, and God is a builder, repairer. And that is close to their heart. They could understand that. And it's very easy to tell them about the image that God created in us, how that image was so corrupted that it needs repair, that it needs to be restored, and that God is the restorer God. And they could relate to that because it is what they're doing. And I think that is really something that is beautiful. And in Dudong's place, he's been, it is a place of acceptance. It is a place of belonging. You would be amazed if you are there. I think Loy would attest to that. If there are 20 people in Dodong's place that is going in and out, 10 of that are gays. And they find acceptance and belonging in that place. You know, like they find that they are not condemned, they are not judged, but they are accepted and they are part of that family, of that community. Are we ready for that? I think it's all about relationship, and when somebody that is very needy like that would find someone who would accept them and not judge them, I think it is very easy for God to restore that life. And another thing about church planting, my 2 months in Eastern Visayas, Pastor Dan Digias, I experienced 16 baptisms during my 2 months stay there. Pastor Dan, his wife Josephine have an outreach in a fishing village in an island, and that village before the Bible study was just a place of gossip and conflict with among relationships, even kids. But then after the Bible study for 2 years, you know, like you can see the transformation in that place and how relationships will restored. And in that place, we baptized 11 2 weeks ago. And in Eastern Visayas, in Borongan and Hernani, we baptized 5 people. So all in all, we have 16 baptism in that. And so talking of church planting, that is what it is, and community transformation. So it is not about, it is just about transforming communities. That is what it is I experienced there. And I think for me, that was the most wonderful experience that I ever had about community transformation. So thank you for your prayers. Please continue. Relief is not a very good idea because relief just make people dependent on dole-outs. And so when relief will be stopped at the end of March, there's so much fear that people would go into crime, you know, like stealing from people because they are so used to just receiving things and they don't have any livelihood. So please pray for livelihood. To give back the worth and the dignity of people to have something, you know, like that they could make a living for. So please pray that there will be more donations for livelihood. And thank you. I received donations from our sister church in Rochester, and we did that for livelihood. We gave hog racing that is walang amoy, and that is doing very well. So walang amoy na pigiri. So that's very good. So and we had bangka. So we give one with a motor bangka to one from Hernani. And so many things. And I think please pray for livelihood. That is what they need, not relief. Relief good is just making people so unworthy, so and lose their dignity. So thank you very much. God bless us all.
Salamat po sa inyo lahat. Ito ko lang po yung short trip na ginawa namin sa Tacloban. Natutuwa naman ako, sinama ako ni Pastor PG papunta doon. So, kasama ko pala si Mrs. Sidney at si Mr. and Mrs. Reeves. Si Mr. Reeves, laging katabi. Siya yung may edad na mahina ang boses, tsaka hindi ko masyado yung lips ko sasalita, kaya pag meron pa akong titihin, yes na lang ako na yes. Ang sabi sa akin ni Pastor EG, punta namin yung isang lugar dun sa ka-member natin, yung nga si Dodon, yung binabanggit ni Cecil. Gagawa tayo ng isang structure na parang since na yung place ay hindi pa own ng member o hindi rin own ng church, na temporary na may mga roof na made of steel na pwedeng baklasin pagdating ng panahon na baka yung lupa ay gusto nang kunin ng may-ari o gamitin ng may-ari. So, gumawa ako ng drawings doon, mga puro made of steel na mga bolted type, kaya lahat ng mga connection, kaya pwedeng tanggalin. So, ginawa ko na rin ang konting estimate. At saka, pinuntahan namin yung mga bahay ng mga members doon para pinatignan sa akin siya. Bigyan ko rin ng mga cost estimate kung magkano abuti. Kung ilang materials na gagamitin nila. Normally, yung mga roofings, yung mga roof range, mga walls nila. So, kada member yung ibibigyan ko ng cost estimate para malaman din siguro ng ating church yung magkano ibabudget para to sa kanilang mga nasirang bahay. So, along the way, pinagmamasdan ko yung mga dinadaanan namin. Malinis na dahil hindi kagaya doon ng dati, maraming mga debris, meron pa nga doon mga patay ito sa mga tabi. Pero ngayon, mga stockpile naman ng mga debris yung mga makikita mo doon. At saka mukhang back on business naman ang Tacloban dahil may mga nagtitinda na ng lechong manok, mga nagtitinda ng lechong baboy, mga lechon. At saka bukas na yung mga hardware, bukas na yung mga tindahan, bukas na rin yung palengke. Although sabi sa akin na sa kamenda doon, yung palengke, marami itong mga tinda na galing sa mga nearby provinces, kagaya ng saging. Ang saging doon lahat naman daw natumba, kaya ang mga saging doon galing pa sa Cebu, tsaka doon sa malalapit na lugar. Doon sa mga area na no-build zone area, ando pa rin, natatayo pa din, sa tabi ng dagat po yun, natatayo pa rin yung mga tao kasi wala nang sila pupunta. Pagpunta doon sila sa land, wala rin naman mga panangin doon. Ang kabuhayan nila, busy. Kaya, mas yung mga pinagpulot lang, pinagtabing-tabing ng mga napulot na na materials, ginagawa nila para makatayo ito. So, marami. So, nakakagulat dahil they still take the risk na naandun pa sila doon sa may tabing dagat. Although, nakalagay doon na no build zone area. So, mga tao ko sa Tacloban, karamihan busy sa pag-restore ng mga bahay nila. Ang mga iba na wala namang may pagawa, yung mga pinulot-pulot lang, kahit na yung mga butas-butas na yero, pinagtatagli-tagli nila doon para makabuo lang. At saka sabi naman sa member doon, ang mahal naman ng check sa akin, konting wiring lang, sinisingal na kagad ako ng mahal. Mukhang demand na demand doon yung mga construction workers doon sa dami ng nagpapagawa doon. Yun lang po, tama po po yung sabi ni Cecil, talagang blessed din naman makita natin yung mga bata rin na inipit ng church. At saka maganda experience din pala yung makakapunta ka doon sa mga lugar na parang hirap na hirap sila makaayos ng bahay. Pinunta ko rin po yung sa bahay ng member natin na dikit-dikit sila, susurt ako doon sa mga ilalim ng bahay nila, tsaka nakita ko yung kondisyon ng mga bahay nila. Parang nauwi nga ako sa bahay, parang blessed na blessed pala ako dahil kung ano maayos na bahay kasi nakita ko yung sitwasyon nila. Yun lang po, salamat po.